mechanic in P1, but maybe it was just P3. Okay, so basically how this fight is going to work, I have like a slight raid plan. It's just this one slide, but you're going to get some number of players with a debuff. I don't know if it's 4. In the Ready Check Pull video, they showed 2. Nobody actually knows how many it is. There's just some number. Those players are going to drop a bomb inside of a pool, similar to the webs that we just saw in the previous boss, where there's like a thing in the middle of it, but it has an AoE ring that's wider. You're going to want to drop those in a specific place. And then eventually the boss is going to spawn a Zymox ring that is going to grow outward from the boss. If the Zymox ring hits one of the bombs in the center of the pool, it will kill the raid instantly. If the Zymox ring hits you, you will die instantly. The idea is that when the ring starts coming out, you group up in sets of groups, however many bombs there are, depends on how much you split your raid. Everyone steps into the circle of the AoE, of the mechanic on the ground, and one person will step into the bomb when the ring is getting close. So that basically, like, if everybody else is in here, this person steps into the bomb, it's going to knock everybody into the air, the ring will pass under you, and then you will land. Everybody will have to do this. However many bombs will determine however many groups we have. As I said, if the ring hits a bomb, it's an instant wipe for the raid, so you have to set off all of the bombs. The more people you have in the circle when the bomb goes off reduces the number of stacks you get of a debuff after, which just does damage. That's kind of it for P1. Like, that's the main mechanic, is handling this. I believe it leaves a pool on the ground or something, so it takes up space afterwards, so you might have to move around. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It may be possible for mages and warlocks to just port over this and us still have enough people to soak so that the debuff isn't hitting too hard on other people. We'll see how that works. It's unclear if you can like immune off that debuff as well. So it may be something where we have like everybody who can't get over the ring gets into a soak, and everybody else who can get over the ring or has an immunity steps into a bomb or ports over the ring, and the immune people just immune off the debuff to reduce damage on the raid, potentially. But that's pretty much like the main thing of P1. I mean, he's doing other stuff. The Ready Check Pull covers the other things as well, but that is the main mechanic. P1 is dropping these bombs in a specific place, everybody getting to them and blowing them up when the ring comes out. I think it's possible that you actually drop these bombs pretty close to the boss to keep melee uptime on the boss. It just depends on how fast this ring actually moves when he spawns it, to determine like how far away you need to put these things. But it makes more sense to keep them closer to the boss, so that melee can have as much uptime as possible. Then just step off, get popped up, and you go back. So that's P1. They have the platforms? Yeah, they do. So P2 is, and we're not going to really be able to see it well, but basically there's just a bunch of platforms. P2 is your ad phase. Oh, before P2 there's an intermission, and I don't have any of this drawn, but during the intermission you have basically Farok's intermission. You have the boss with a shield that needs to be broken. You're doing damage, and instead of like orbs spawning from the edge, basically every once in a while the boss is going to cast a suck. If you get yoinked hard enough to get pulled into the boss, you instantly die. So sorry, melee. Every once in a while you're just gonna have to run away from the boss. He's gonna suck everybody back in really hard, and then you get to keep DPSing. That's like literally the only thing that happens during intermission. So you're just DPSing the boss till the shield breaks. P2 is your ad phase. So yeah, there's these smaller platforms. Basically how it works is like there's the main platform on the bottom level, there's 2 or 3 smaller platforms on each side, and then there's a main platform on the upper level. P1's on the bottom level. Once P1 ends, you do intermission 1, break the shield, and then the boss climbs up to the top level, and you are going to go and jump to the platforms like 1, 2, 3, or however many there are, similar to Razageth, where you split the raid and you each go to a side. you'll do the same thing. On each of the platforms, there will be some ads. I don't know how many there are, but you're just killing ads. So the boss is just doing some damage to you, but basically there's a void speaker. He has an interruptible cast. That's your caster. He shares damage with basically every ad shares damage with other ads of the same type. So you're doing damage to every single one of them that's up. You just don't know how many there are. The void speakers have an interruptible cast, but you also cannot stack them next to another one of their same type, because they become immune to damage. Yay. The worshippers put out a debuff on everyone, and they shield the boss and themselves and do an AoE super dead cast that you have to break their shield by the time it happens. I'm not sure if you have to break their shield and interrupt or just break the shield, but basically, yeah, he's gonna kill the entire raid unless you break the shield. So worshippers are like highest priority unless the shield is like really low and can just be AoE down. The guardians, I believe, are just tank hitters. Yep, they just do tank damage. The expellers port around the room, target a player, and will shoot a beam from them to the player, knocking back anyone in the way and doing 3 million damage, so like half your health. It's not clear if these guys are movable, if the person who gets targeted by the beam can move the beam outside of the raid. It's not clear if the person who's targeted by the beam has to get hit by the beam. Don't know, but basically just don't be in that beam. These guys don't really do anything else, so it's not really that important to kill them quickly. They'll just be annoying because they're porting around. The skitters are just small spider dudes that hit the tank, so not priority at all. So basically you will be focusing killing the worshipper ads. I don't know if they immediately spawn with this shield and start doing the cast, or if they do that at a specific time. Either way, that'd be a good idea to kill them if possible before they put their shield up, or just if they spawn and have it, you got to break it. And you just got to keep interrupts on the caster the whole time. It's not clear if any of these are movable, grippable, stunnable, knockable. Don't know. We'll find out. But that's basically P2. You're splitting the raid in half, jumping, and each side's going left, right, and jumping to their various platforms, killing ads until you get back up to the boss, which is P3, which is Zymox, for those who did Zymox. The second iteration of Zymox. So we will have boss.
Where the mythic phase is, Zymox shows up with a steel chair.
Oh yeah. So similar to P1, where people are going to get a debuff and place it, and you're going to use that to get over a ring. Similar things going to happen here, where you're going to have people, unknown currently, but I'm going to assume it's like Zymox, where you just have 2 people get debuffs, that is going to drop and basically spawn a portal from one to the other. So there, you drop your portal. And the difference here is the ring is going to come from the outside in instead of from the inside out. But yeah, so now you have a portal that you will step through and port to the other side when the ring comes through, exactly like Zymox did. The difference being that you have some, there they are, ads. These ads need to be killed because if they get touched by the ring, they wipe the raid. So you have to kill them before the ring hits them. When they are killed, they will drop an item. I don't know what it is. They will drop an item that needs to be picked up by a player. When the player with this item goes through the portal, it will destroy the portal. So they have to be the last person through the portal. So everybody else will go through. They'll all get ported over. And then this person will go through with their debuff, and the portal will get destroyed, leave a small thing on the ground. So you got to get away from it, and you're going to rotate around the room when this happens. Also, I believe when everybody goes through the portal, they will do a small pulsing AoE afterwards, so you have to get out of the portal and spread out. My current thoughts would be potentially that you, I don't know if you'd be worth it. Depends on like how big the area denial is from these. I don't know if it does an explosion when these blow up either with the person going through it. But potentially just have mages and warlocks pick these up and never actually go through the portal, so then you never break portals. I don't know if that'll matter or if that'll help or anything, but it's a thought. Like, mages can just always blink over the line, warlocks can always port over it, so yeah. It's also unclear how many sets of portals and how many adds and debuffs that you're gonna have at a time. Like, you could have a situation where they only give you one set of portals, but you have 3 adds spawned, so you have 3 people picking these up. So you need 2 people who can get over the line without going through the portal, and then you need 1 person who's going to go through the portal. It's possible that that happens too. There is another mechanic that happens in P3 that's basically like a fall off damage, so somebody's going to get a debuff, they have to run out, they have to drop it. There's other targeted mechanics that are like baitable on people, so you'd have people come and stand over here. The mechanic happens, they run away from it, it spawns a pool on the ground. Basically, you're in just an area denial phase as well, so where you place things is going to matter. The portals, when they blow up, will be area denial. The little bait thing will be area denial. I believe the fall off mechanic is also area denial. The tank also gets, maybe the tank gets the fall off damage mechanic, but the tank also gets something that they have to go drop as well, which is also area denial. So lots of basically things forcing you to rotate around the room. And if the boss gets to his 4th cast, he kills everybody. Something like that. Yeah, there it is. Something like that. Yeah, if she casts Frothing Gluttony 4 times, she kills the raid. Recasting Frothing Gluttony indefinitely, and Frothing Gluttony is the ring. So basically, if she casts the ring 4 times, you're gonna die after that because she's gonna constantly spawn rings and you won't have any portals left to port over it. So you have a timer in Rage as well.